Alright, so off screen, beat the dumb boss. It took forever to do because I didn't have the heart to do it anymore. Plus, that boss was just very annoying. I think I got myself a little bit more leveled up than normally, so yeah, we should be go because we got the sub boss over here for this part of the game. But you know, that's that. So anyways, welcome back to Kimonster Critical Mode. Yeah, thank you for coming back on this journey again. Yeah, it's definitely a weird one, since considering that, once again, it's just us doing the critical mode again. And to me, just really, by the end of it, just compared to which mode I have fun with, so there's that. Plus, these, it's really just for fun at this point. At this point, don't need to worry about the story, don't need to worry about the game, it's just for fun. Although, there's the whole reminder which dropped yesterday, so that was interesting, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, so yeah, anyways, thanks for joining again. Thank you, appreciate it a lot. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time. Alright. Pirates of the Caribbean level. Not my personal favorite level in the game. I like how they have everything designed, like, oh wow, it's one of those worlds that I felt like, along with this level, Big Hero 6, that I felt like were kind of two disappointing ones. Like, not bad, but they're disappointing. Because they had so much potential, like Pirates had so much potential. Even with Ubisoft, they took the checkbook, not Ubisoft, but they Square Enix, you know, like, just look at what Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed with Black Flag, and look how open that was. They had a lot of the mini islands, the islands explored. You had deep sea exploration with, you know, the whole diving bell and everything. But yeah, their mechanic here is more action packed, more into than that. So I can appreciate that. Plus the water sections in Black Flag were more on the survival, because it's more survival. So I can always appreciate that. But this just felt like, why are we doing Dead Man Chest? Sure, the more I stated, well, that's his favorite of the movies, but I feel like if you're doing at World's End, you're gonna have to do at least do Dead Man's Chest, so people can at least remember the plot to what's going on here. I mean, I remember the plots to all the movies because I'm a Pirates of the Caribbean fan. Plus, at the same time, I know the movies very well. And even for me, I can tell you, well, looks like you're just doing the part where you're Dave Jones lockup, but you're barely in that. Then it's like, okay, now Jack is taking the cutler back in the home. So I know that, but some people don't, or they just, like, as I always say, it's been a while since they have seen this film. So yeah, so there's all that to consider too at the same time. So, great idea you're trying to do at World's End, where it's a little bit more action, but you had so much. And even for the Disney films, Pirates of the Caribbean, I felt like after, at World's End, we thought, okay, they can do their own thing, and I thought they were going to do it with, with On Stranger Tides, but then you see Jack Sparrow in the movie, and it's like, all right, Jack, let's see what you got this time around. What new adventures? And that movie was just really lackluster compared to what had came before it, so it really was a step back for the series. It felt like more like a side story with different characters in it. I mean, they had different characters, and maybe the movie would have been better received at home, but it was just meh. Dead Men Tell No Tales, okay, it went full circle, where it's like, okay, we had zombies, we had skeletons, we had David Jones, and now we got ghosts. We got ghosts now. So they came full circle. Also, it's not every day you see a zombie shark, so I'll give them credit for the zombie shark. I'm like, zombie shark, skeleton shark, I don't care. I thought that was pretty cool to see. And not to mention the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, as everybody will tell you, that they always kind of had that higher budget in there for the team, so they can get the right visual effects for the team. So yeah, there's that too. So I'll give them credit for that. But Dead Man Tells No Tales, I thought it was alright. It got the job done. But I was more excited with on what they were setting up at Thank you, Donald, for telling the obvious on how they were saying more of a return of Davy Jones. That I was so excited for. I was on board. Davy Jones is coming back. Will is free of the Dutchman curse, but it's like, this is Davy Jones. This is Davy Jones. Sign me up for anything that's almost Davy Jones related, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that. I was down with, hey guys, let's bring back Davy Jones. I'm like, well, Jones, Jones is one of the more likable Pirates of the Caribbean villain. Like, as the old saying goes, Bill Nye is a good actor when he is. I mean, to me, Bill Nye was a risk, but like, hey, the risk paid him off with David Jones. And they had even set up a very good backstory with Jones. That even when you're watching at World's End, when they're at the end of the battle with Davy Jones, like, I'm a heartless freak. What's it? It's after the line that he says, "I'm a heartless freak." If you're dead, do you? I mean, like Jack says, "Do you?" And he's actually holding the chest, not the heart. He's not the chest, David Jones. That for some odd reason that I don't know why they changed that in this game, but it's actually supposed to be the heart of David Jones that he's actually holding in this game, not in the movie. Jack Sparrow is holding the heart of you know the heart of David Jones. Jones, not the chest, and that's when David Jones is like, "You're a cruel man, Jack Sparrow," because Jones knows he's going to die. He's a heartless. Sure, yeah. He stabbed Orlando Bloom, but it's like he stabbed Will Turner. But holding the heart of David Jones, that's balls, man. It's always that you're willing to risk to become yourself next Dutchman. After all, the curse of the Dutchman is that the Dutchman must have a captain. If you stab him, you'd have to become the next Dutchman. And even when he is stabbed, it's like his final words aren't like, "I'll kill you, Jack Sparrow. I will haunt you forever." It's Calypso, because he failed to get the promise to in quote unquote his girlfriend Calypso. So that's what I felt like. Wow, that's actually a good moment. Sad too. The life of David Jones was sad. So I always felt like that was great. And just going back to it again, it's just like, you felt like that they could have gone with, a different story, in my opinion. I don't know if this was a Disney decision. I don't know, maybe just more just really want to do, the last movie. But if you want to do, in the course of at least of the original trilogy, if you're gonna do the last story, I'm gonna say that once again, then you're gonna have to do Dead Man's Chest, and that's a problem when you're doing the last story, where yes, there's a lot more stakes at the end. It's really that you really gotta do the last story. You really gotta do, in my opinion, everything. You just gotta do it. You gotta do everything. Or they could have just come up with their own story. I mean, like, hey, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a whole lot of freedom. You can do a story within the side story. I mean, Pixar was, I don't know, maybe it's Pixar. Maybe it was Pixar saying that they were allowed to do the original story they had with Toy Box, because Toy Story 4 was coming out at the time. Big Hero 6, I still don't hear anything new about Big Hero 6. Yes, I know there is at least because it has been confirmed that, I mean, a long time now, but I think people are still watching it. The Big Hero 6 animation on Disney XD, or is that getting moved to Disney Plus now? I don't know. But yes, there is a Big Hero 6 project. Plus, to me, I always am so very, very curious about, like, hey, when's the next Big Hero 6 movie coming out? Because I really like that movie, and I actually want to read the comic books now because of the thanks to this Big Hero 6. Even though, yes, they have changed it almost enough with the movie. I mean, the movie, it starts with, it's the movie they changed it from Hero's father dying. That's why he's taking on the mantle. It's his father's death, not Tadashi's, his brother. So, plus Baymax is more. In fact, Baymax is definitely different from the cute, fluffable hug pillow that you see in the movies. In the movie they make it more fluffy than he is. Plus he also has an Alpha Dragon fight mode. Yes, Baymax has alternate fight modes, and one of them is the Alpha Dragon, which I like. Because you like just Google Baymax Dragon fight mode, it is really cool. It's really sweet, and it's this really cool mode. It's so awesome. So is that. But you're gonna have to ask more about people about Big Hero 6 than I can. But I still like it. But I do want to see, in my opinion, more down the line for Big Hero 6. I believe that's one property that Disney should at least continue to do. Because hey, it's pretty cool. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, we got the animation, and just the movie. That's it. But I wanted to see Big Hero 6 too down the line in the future. Because it would have been really cool to see the Little Mermaid. Once again, completing her trans. Well, at least Ariel is in all the games, but just not Atlantis. Thank you. Just burning us from Atlantis level this time around. So yeah, there's that. Alright, here we go. We are out. We are out. Hey, what's up, Crab Jack? On Tiandama? Jack Sparrow's clone? Tiandama's clone? I don't know. This part of the game just got like, okay, that definitely fits the pirate realm, but it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I got the Leviathan part. Alright, mates, let's get out of here. Pirates, yes.
The sea's yours to explore.
Explore.
Don't let this chance sail by, mates.
Alright, here we go. I said the Pirates themed battle music here, it's alright, like it kind of does fit the whole, score that was done by the original composer, which is named, the composer of the first film, definitely would fit for what Hans Zimmer did, and what they did for Pirates of the Caribbean 2, all the way to Stranger Tides, and even the composers from, was it Kon-Tiki? Yeah, the Kon-Tiki composers. Yeah, Kon-Tiki. If you haven't seen Kon-Tiki yet, you definitely should. It's actually a pretty interesting film that I can't believe that's slipped by me. But yeah, in fact, it was the director of Kon-Tiki who definitely did, who made the.
And I say we make it.
Yeah, who directed the film. In fact, even how he was saying that, I want to go back to how the original film was. And I gotta say, Dead Man Chest did deliver in some. Not Dead Man Chest, Dead Man Tells the Tale. Definitely did deliver in some regards. So, like, it kind of felt like they're going back to the basics. Like, they weren't trying to overcomplicate things, even though Pirates of the Caribbean is vastly overcomplicated. There's a lot of stuff because they did all the legends. They did all the legends. They did Cursed Skeleton. They did the mermaids. They did zombies. They did David Jones. So Dead Man Chest was fun. Not Dead Man Chest. Dead Man Tells No Tale definitely did complete the circle where okay, they did everything. So in general it was that. So in my opinion, that was completely fine. Was I expecting anything new to the franchise? Not really. But hopefully, in fact, even the franchise right now for Pirates of the Caribbean, it's unknown. First, they're talking about like, oh, this is gonna be so cool because they set up the return. Like I keep saying, the return of David Jones. I was really excited for that because Jones is my favorite character. Even my buddy said like, we're gonna leave after we start the film. He's like, no, stick around. This guy. So I'm like, all right, okay, fine. We'll stick around, see if something is there. And then you're there. Will it's Will and Elizabeth and sleeping together in bed, and the door cracks open. And it's like, oh, it's David Jones. I thought maybe Will is just hallucinating. Maybe he's just seeing. In my own opinion, I thought he was just seeing things. But then the camera pans down to show, nope, there's all the body parts from David Jones. There's the body parts from David Jones. Meaning that yes, David Jones was returning. I was so excited. I was very excited to see him return. Only just like, was it months later down the line? It's like, okay, so we have Deadpool writers. The Deadpool writers, aka the writer writers, also from Zombieland, the 2 Zombieland movies, Zombieland 2 out this year. No promotion, but that's gonna be pretty awesome. and along with those the guys who did Venom, was it Life, and what else? G.I. Joe, Retaliation. It was exciting times. It's like oh yeah, let's go to this. Let's get pumped. Let's get excited. I am so excited to see it. Only just months later, it's like, okay, nope, it's not gonna happen. And I believe even before that, was Johnny Depp was let go from the Walt Disney Company. I'm like, no, Pirates. All right, sure. You want to do Pirates without Johnny Depp? All right, okay, fine.
It ends here.
Okay, fine. We'll have to see what they do. But instead, they want to do a reboot. And it's if you know me and just anybody else in the entertainment business, or people who are like might be the casual movie audience, or just audience members, we don't want to keep seeing a reboot after a reboot. If the franchise has in quote, I tell you, a lot of potential, like Pirates of the Caribbean, due to its vast lore that they have underneath their belt. But it's like you have so many different characters to explore. Like Dave Jones tells a story on how Jack Sparrow and Cutler Beckett met. Tell us stories about that. Anything but the dreaded reboot. I mean, we don't want that. We want to see stories in here. That's how things get going. As they'll say, world build it so we can get stuff. So things can become much better down the line.
Hear my call.
Down the line. So we can get some new mature going. But not only is it like filler, it can be canon filler stuff. Like, oh, this is just filler because it fills in the story of Jack Sparrow and and Cutler Beckett meeting. But at the same time, it's also canon at the same time because you want to see stuff like that. Take an example of what Rogue One did. Sure, it was just a story of them getting the plans to the Death Star and all that happened. But at the same time, it was an interesting story to see this rogue group go out there, risk their lives to get this plan. Plus, it was a nice world to see what was it like when the Empire was still around at that time before the events of Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope came into place. That was a good idea.
Another game it is then.
But then again, that's like the only good one that worked. And we got Mandalorian, which okay, that actually does sound pretty cool. I'm not getting Disney Pluses for that, but I'll probably borrow my buddy's account. But it is what it is. Oh man, Organization 13. The real ones, they said this time around. You were harder to fight. At least they were the good highlight when you got to the Keyblade graveyard. So I'll give them that. At least they made the fight somewhat worth it at the end. It's like, hey, finally I got to fight them. But throughout the worlds, they're just like, oh hey Sora, how's it going? You're still dork, by the way. Ha ha ha. It's like, okay, fight me, coward. They're like, nope, fight our heartless, fight our nobodies.
Thank you.
It's like no, fight the heartless, fight the nobodies instead. It's like I really wanted to fight them, even before I got the graveyard. It would have been, it kind of would have helped out the story just a bit more. Like, hey, but helping the story, I'll talk about that once I start at least exploring. The full boil for all the crab egg, and maybe the white crabs, because that's when I'll talk about it more. Because oh boy, that trailer was pretty good. Did a good job with it, but I'm getting ahead of myself at the moment. But I gotta say, when you're on Critical, it is more of a challenge. It is fun, and I thought like, hey, they did a good job with Critical. So fun. All right, come on. Get over here. Yeah. Okay. Really, stop sitting around.
Back off.
Nope. Nope.
Back off.
Okay, why did I just use Simba? Oh. Never fear, and I just got the never fear one. Alright, retry. Alright, try it again. Come on, baby, come on. Oh yeah, also Robert Alexor passed away. That's sad. Rest in peace, Lord Zed. Man, good actor. He was Wizardmon in Digimon. He was Armadillo. You know, he was Armadillomon Digivolve too. And you know, Digimon was season 2. Yeah, the second season on Digimon. You know, that once with the original edition, this is where the the Armor Digivolve season. You know that season. Yeah, Digimon's Adventure 2. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was cool that he was Armadillo. I could recognize the voice. I'm like, is that Lord Zed's voice actor? I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah. So Robert passed away. My heart goes out to his family, his friends, colleagues, to all of them who know him over the years. It's a sad day. It was sad that we lost. Really brought his characters to life, especially back in my day as a kid. Like I'm just watching Power Rangers, and he was a really good voice. You know that voice of his that he had was that character. Just how well he was, just how great it was. Like he was just having fun at his job, just to be the villain. Oh man, he was so good. He was so good at his job. I mean, there's a reason why people like Lord Zed as a villain more than Rita, but just like by performance alone, it's like, oh wow, this guy is just having a blast. You can just tell that man, he loves his job. He was such a good actor. Yeah, Ruka. Yeah, so there's that. Again, rest in peace to Robert. He will truly be missed. Alright. Come on. Yes! And we're on a move. Go! Always let the Keyblade transformation. Good. At least it adds a little bit more variety to the combat so it doesn't get quite too stiff. Here we go. Come on, baby, get over here. Yeah. There, sword. Here we go. Yeah, get him.
Fire! So long! Here we go!
Woo, boys! See ya!
Later!
Got a magic flash. There we go. Finally! Moving on. And we're done. Come on, keep going. Alright. Collect the crabs and then we're done. The great crab hunt. Collect over 300 crabs in Port Royal. Okay, so this is the part right now I think I'm just going to talk about. Alright. As y'all know what happened yesterday, that the Kingdom Hearts 3 Reminded DLC trailer came out. And to me personally, I gotta say, I'll still keep an open mind about it. But what we saw, at least the glimpse of it, we saw more of a different. Trying to greeting it. Shut up, Donald. Shut up. I swear that got memed to hell. You know, this might be a good spot to find something. Oh man, I'm so glad that got memed to death. because it was true. Donald would just every time it's like you wander around and like this might be. I'm like, oh my god, wish they. Sure, you can turn off the volume, but that turns off the music, that turns off the voice, turns off everything. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. The Kingdom Hearts Rewind DLC came out, and I gotta say, it actually looks very promising. Looks very good. The stuff that they are fixing, like I said beforehand, and they're on the right trip. If you follow me on Twitter, if you don't, link below.
I found some. Ready? Here goes.
Link below. Link below on the screen. Is that I have Twitter, but during like just talking to fans of Kingdom Hearts in general and stuff, is that we seem to have like we all seem to be on the same page and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, what can I do to fix the game? Well, one thing I said, well, they can fix the actors being rushed, and it looks like that it is. Looks like we're getting some battles, making this an actual Keyblade war now than ever. And it looks like we're going to have one big epic battle between possessed Terra, aka Terra Nord, with the Lingering Will, Dark. I just said right now when it said Darkness. It's called Let's End This Once and For All. So it looks like we're going to have a battle for the ages between those two. Finally, they're going to make back on the promise of one man's, just pure hatred. The Lingering Will versus Terra Nord. And I am very excited to see that. Finally, giving the battle that some fans wanted to see. It looks like Aqua and Ven are finally going to keep battling. Terra again, Terra Nord and of course Vanitas. Holy crap! It looks promising. I keep saying it again. All of it looks promising. Looks like Axel and Kyrie are gonna have a few more dialogue scenes this time around. Looks like again a playable Roxas. We got more battles. Some people might say that the battle between Zigbark is a data battle. Was it Clone, Ghost, Vinius, or whatever he's called by. We got more shots of of Oathkeeper, and yes, Oblivion with its new form. That I'm like, oh wow, that's impressive. That's really cool. And it looks like Reflect is back. Barrier Reflect is back. I'm like, whichever one you want to call it. No. Reflect is the one where you get the you get the timing quickly, and it doesn't matter much damage. But again, the big shield that that you could unlock in the game and Breath by Sleep with Aqua is back with Oblivion. I'm like, holy crap, that's awesome. I'm gonna keep saying this. That is all awesome. That is all great. One problem. Couple problems. Number one, why wasn't this the actual battle? Someone's gonna comment on this. I'll get to that in a little second. Number two, why wasn't all this in the main disc? The main game would begin at launch. If someone gives me an excuse, well, they didn't have time to do it. They had like 5 years. I'm gonna say this in a positive light. They had 5 years to do it, and maybe this was more of a manager executive decision. Besides from Nomura. Remember, Nomura is director, so he does get to say too in there. But at the same time, for those who work and produce, who are more in the entertainment business, who follows like Hollywood, TV, all this stuff. Or for those who are example I'm going to use are for those who are big fans of Mission Impossible. Do you know that Tom Cruise wanted to do his own stunts in Mission Impossible 3, but the producers are like, no, Tom, you're not going to do this. We're not going to risk your life on this. You are going to use the stunt devil, and that's it. And Tom Cruise just like said, okay. So eventually, later on the line, Tom Cruise became producer of Mission Impossible, so he could be able to do his stunts that he wants to do on Mission Impossible. And Tom Cruise is one of those actors, even though he's old, yes, he does injure himself from time to time. You gotta give mad respect to an actor that is willing to go all out just to get that extra part of authenticity. Like, yes, this is Tom Cruise, in quote, literally just holding on to dear life in a helicopter in Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. Holy crap, that is cool. This is, Tom Cruise, running across a building in Mission Impossible Fallout and breaking his leg and breaking his foot. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. So yeah, so Tom Cruise can do it. He's got the training, he's got the years of experience, and so he knows what he's doing. Yes, he's old, and there's still debate, well, should an actor do it? And I gotta say, that's up to the actor himself, the stunt coordinator who's making sure that everyone's safe, the directors that else is gonna make sure everyone's safe on the project. So there it goes to a lot of people. So yeah, if they're willing to risk it, then go for it. If not, then an actor should know his and her own limits. So there's that. Back to Kingdom Hearts on this. Going to the top of Remind DLC, where I just kept saying, wow, a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is good. But remember to keep it in mind, maybe they're not going to show everything, but they showed enough, at least in my opinion, to say, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Actually be a good spot to find some... is that it's like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. I'm actually really excited, and I can't wait for more of the stuff to come out. So we'll definitely see how things go. But the problem that I have with just a little bit, this comes from more of, okay, like I said, I go back to this has to be a manager decision. This has to go more down to maybe some of the producers or executive decisions. Maybe they're looking at things that are saying, well, we don't have quite enough time for that. Or maybe this is part of the story that's like, okay, so this is a story decision. Maybe this is maybe more water, I don't know. So again, I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure if this was a decision that everything has. And sure, and not to mention the Remind DLC goes down to, hey, now we have to connect to save Kairi in this timeline, which I'm gonna get that down to a little bit. Now we can finally see what happens in the actual ending, you know, a true ending. So someone's gonna comment down and tell me that, this is DLC. Like, yeah, it's paid, but here's the thing: there's a difference between stuff that should have been in the main game, like this, with stuff that's actually like, oh wow, that is actually really cool, and it's DLC that you want. One, the classic example is Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, where 90% of that DLC is free stuff, where it's just free missions, alternative costumes, alternative card skins, some different weaponry and armor. That's it, or just an armor set, being Skellige, Novigrad, I forgot the last place, Skill, and that's it. But the two paid ones are more expansion packs. Heart of Stone being more an expansion of past of the northern region of the map, dealing with its own story, and Heart of Stone dealing with more of what was it? I can't remember the location of the other area, but it's basically like its own game. It's big, but also like its own game by itself, by design. There's that. Plus, they're almost like separate stories from the main story. So you can play Heart and Stones if you want to, if you got that DLC installed. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna play Heart and Stones for a little while. Well, let's go to that, and then come back to the main story later down the line and finish that up. You can play, Blood and Wine, finish that, and come back to the main story and finish it up. Again, it's all up to you. Where the other infamous example is more of Final Fantasy 15, where, yes, we all know Final Fantasy 15 just has that, okay, this has the really long development period. Taking over 10 years to complete, back, even going back to, way back to the PS3 era, which was known as Final Fantasy Verse 13, then it goes to, alright, now let's just rebrand it, let's get back going, where we have the next gen of hardware of the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC console, PC, just getting all this brand new technology. Let's put it there and rebrand it as Final Fantasy 15. So the more we're still direct on that. But then, a lot of stuff they're announcing, like, okay, now I'm told he got kicked off, or he just want to move, I don't know. Whatever reason it is, he got kicked off or not, the story over there. He decided to work on Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts 3, got a new director for Final Fantasy 15, and 15, well, still a good game, like Kingdom Hearts 3. It definitely is a very much a flawed game. It's a flawed game. It definitely has its charm. It definitely has its moments, but it felt like, aren't we missing stuff? And sure, someone's gonna tell, also gonna say, and plus, even I'll give 15 the benefit of this. They had a mass multimedia. You had Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood. You had the Kingsglaive movie. So you had all this stuff in here, which was all like, wow, that's a big massive media out there that basically kept you in the loop. So like, hey, that Final Fantasy 15 is coming. So here's part of the story right now that you can get, without having to constantly wait for stuff to be happening. So, there's that, to say the least. But again, at least it was there. It kept you, in general, in the back of your mindset, is what I'm trying to say. So there's that, to say the least. But Reminder, I'm going to keep saying this. It looks good. It looks promising. So again, they're on the right path. So I can only hope that, hell, okay, keep on the right path, and hopefully the line is good. Well, I'm not saying is the DLC gonna be bad. What I'm saying is that, well, I'm gonna get my money's worth, seeing how much that price is. But as people would say, why wasn't this in the main game? If you're saying, well, they didn't have time and money, like they had about five and a half years to get the game going. They had 5 years. They had a lot of time to get things going. So maybe it is what it is. And sure, some people say, well, timeline, which I'll finally talk about right now. Timeline. Apparently, there is a timeline curse. And, well, actually, just the Kingdom Hearts in general. Holy crap. And the timeline goes this way. They had an older reset during the Kingdom Hearts series ending. After all, as stated before in the story, on that day shall light expire, darkness prevail, and light will expire. The future's already been written. And of course, as Erica stated, well, what if I can change it so that maybe light can prevail? You might be surprised. Oh, I hope so. And you know, as you all have happened to see and everything, that, the gigantic demon tower literally killed and destroyed everyone. Came in, literally destroyed everyone in the graveyard. So basically, well, they're all dead. But now something has happened that looks like since they screwed up the timeline, it looks like that's why Sora's been erased the timeline, and that's why we're seeing all these different brand new scenarios. We got more screen time with Kairi. Looks like Aqua gonna have more time to do in the battlefield than we just arrived. That's why I said that it's not just stuff that's being extended. You almost are seeing a brand new perspective, and of course they're putting the villains in the main spotlight, which should have been the first thing to begin with, in my opinion, for Kingdom Hearts 3. The villains should have always had the spotlight. Isn't this their time after all? If this is the final game in the Dark Secret Saga, aka the Xehanort Saga, don't you want Xehanort to be, I don't know...
I bet you there's a lucky emblem here.
Don't you want, you know, Xehanort to be at least front and center? And now they're gonna give them and now I'm pretty sure with this Remind DLC that they are gonna give us that.
Let's see.
They are gonna put them front and center, which should have been the main thing to begin with from right away. He should have been front and center. He should have been front and center from the very start. So I am gonna be happy to finally know that he is being front and center. There's that. I can finally be happy with that.
Let's see.
But I think I read about, you know, reminded, you know, in quote.
Let's see.
You know, in quote, long enough now.
Let's see.
Reminded, you know, the Reminded DLC for a very long time now. I think in general that it could do fine, it could do very well. But I'm always gonna say this. Keep an open mind when it comes down to the whole Reminder DLC still.
Let's see.
Could they still mess it up a little bit? A little bit. But at the same time, I am gonna keep saying this. It looks like that it is in the right path. That's what I want to keep getting across to you people, if you're still watching this video. Reminder DLC, the trailer, looks great. I'm getting screen time with Naminé. Holy crap, finally. It looks like the Sora is saving Kairi, and it looks like Clarity's like, look, but something's happened with the timeline. It's just getting crazy. Looks like we could get ourselves data battles with organization members this time around. Or it could just be like, no, this is your final boss of the game to defeat the game. Awesome. Looks like we're getting a lot of stuff in here that, again, I'm gonna keep saying, it looks promising. It looks very good. Again, it looks interesting. I'm gonna say that it looks interesting. Got my attention. But then again, like, why was this saved like you know, 7 months later in line? Why couldn't we get this to begin with? And someone's gonna tell me, well, they ran out of time. How about no? How about it's not that they ran out of time? This is, you know, of course, decisions being made by a company. They're probably looking at it still. So yes, maybe Tetsuya Nomura was definitely fighting, saying, no, I'm not ready yet. And then it's like, we'll give you the January release date, or not there. And then people say, well, they're not going to wait forever for the game. Well, actually, yes, The Last Guardian took over 10 years to make. Took over a very long time to make. due to a console that was notorious, the PS3 being very notorious for being a very notorious development console to work on with. We heard a lot of devs had a lot of struggle getting their games on it. Sure, the power was great, but they had its fair share of problems, just like any other console out there. So, again, there's that. We're also told that there are some disputes in the company. Plus, the original production company went bankrupt, so that's why they was bankrupt. No, they don't. They just defunct. So that's why the game director was still focusing on the project no matter what, to form a brand new company. So there's that. So again, there's all of that to factor in here. And I'm pretty sure that you all know a game called Cyberpunk 2077, a game that took over 8 years. That literally took over 8 years to make, coming out next year. But because CD Projekt also wanted to release it on their time, there was no release date saying coming on this date. No, it shipped once it's ready. So I'm gonna say that too. Am I being a little bit hard on Square Enix, saying, hey, Square, you should have waited for a bit longer? Maybe. Kind of. Sort of. Yes. But at the same time, I know Square Enix is a company. They're a big company. They probably want to right away or not want to right away. At the end of the day, for that area alone, just keep arguing with the whole Remind DLC. I will always state this. I don't know for 100% sure. I don't know what in the world went between, from Nomura's thing that, we do have a set day in mind, keep that in mind. And, dates change, time change, things change. Always remember, always remember this here, is that they were originally using their, in-house, built new in-house game engine, the Lumos Studios engine, in general, Lumos Production. They're using the Lumos engine. Brand new, built with Final Fantasy 15. But, that's with Division Development 2, not Development 3. And Development 3 was using it. So, and remember, they had a full year working with that engine. And then as co-director Tai Yusei said that, it was management decision for us to use Unreal Engine 4. And, there's that. So again, I'm not going to deny that Unreal Engine 4 is still a very beautiful game. And this is still a very beautiful game. You just wish that, not saying on a technical standpoint, on the side of things, you kind of wish they had all this time to make the game. Then why, sacrifice, like, hey, why this for that? Why couldn't we get, that Remind DLC right away? Like, trick the audience saying, hey, you think you're done with the game, but you're not quite done yet. Find something here to get the reminded stuff. But, I'm going to state this. By the end of the day, it is what it is. You and I are not... You and I are not game developers, we're not developers, we're not producers on any side of things. We are consumers, so by the end of the day, some people are still going to win at the end. We're still going to complain about it. But I'm just going to leave it at that. It is what it is. I'm not in charge. I don't want to be in charge. But if I was in charge, I would say, ship it once they were confident. But, that's just me. So I really can't say for sure what in the world happened.
Hear my call!
So it is what it is. You and I are going to have to take it for what it is. Oh, yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. We need to go in prepared, or we'll only get in the way.
Take this!
Alright. At least the Caribbean, in my opinion, was a good place to at least gain XP. It was a...
Fire!
How could this happen?
Yep, there we go. Alright, the Caribbean. Oh yeah, the game did pick an odd type. Like I said, if they wanted to do Dead Man at World's End, they should have done Dead Man Chest. Or in my opinion, they shouldn't have done any of the movies. They should have just focused on a Pirates of the Caribbean world specifically made for the Caribbean. I mean, after all, like, again, as I keep saying, a lot of missed opportunities that they miss for the Pirates world. even a little big. At least Big Hero 6 story is its own self-contained story. You kind of wish the map was a bit either bigger or just could have been a little bit better. Alright. Yeah, shut up, Donald.
Shipwreck Cove, the place that Jack told us about.
You know the fake Jack. Alright. I know what, screw it, I'm gonna hum the original theme. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. I always love that theme. Always love these. Always love the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. It's such a very good theme that fit the entire mood of the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy.
Yes!
Such a good theme. Alright. Gotta keep exploring the islands because because they're gonna have a lot of crabs on there. Shut up, Donald. They've seen this world from the game back at E3 2017, 2017, whichever one it was. That was pretty cool to see.
I call flames!
That was pretty cool to see,
Fire!
Even stuff like the anti-aqua reveal. I mean, that could have been better if it was not shown in the game trailer. I mean, it would have been it would have nice reveal if they didn't show it. It's like, once you show it, it's like, well, is that spoiled?
Fire! Ha!
Come on, get over here, get over here.
Hear my call!
Yeah,
Keep going, Sora!
Alright. Let's get to the island, get to the island, get to the island. Gotta get leveled up. Gotta upgrade the ship, gotta get leveled up. Alright. Bum 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 dun 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 dun. Slow it down. We are here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
Donald. Game 37, 38. Yeah, actually I'm doing a little bit better on time than I was beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, level them down here. This game is definitely had a more mixed baggage. It definitely was something the game was done. I know people, I know people can say, well, 12, 13. It's really more like you have to wait like 6 years since Stream Drop Distance to get your hands on this game. But I can definitely see why some people say 12. It's 12 years because while Kingdom Hearts 2 original ending, I'm not doing the secret ending. The original ending was setting up Kingdom Hearts 3, but the secret ending was mostly setting up the more bigger story with, Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is technically Kingdom Hearts 0.1. So see the story where it happened here. The actual 0 is Union Cross, and maybe like Union Cross or Union Chi. Oh God. Basically, it's a mobile game, and I was going to say, if you want to play the mobile game, go right ahead, I'm not going to stop you. But personally, I say watch like in-depth analysis on YouTube, because that will definitely help you out to understand the story with what the heck is going on with Union Cross. Gotta get out the coral. There we go. Alright. Back on top. I know there's something up on top. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Keep collecting. Keep talking. Keep collecting. Alright. There we go. Get over here. Oh, there's some maybe a little bit more over here somewhere. But again, they're just the hardest here, so I want to get. We'll get.
Here we go.
Go. Yeah.
Heal. Gotcha. Back off.
Yeah. Come on, keep getting. Keep hitting. Keep dodging. Keep dodging. Donald ball back. Come on, Donald. Donald.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you. Finally, it's about time, Donald. Hey, what's up, man? I'm doing good, thank you. How about you, man? Yeah, I'm just talking about a little bit about the reminder DLC. I mean, like, I want to know what your thoughts about reminder DLC is. To me, it looks interesting enough. I'm like, all right, it does look better, and it does look like it's going to help out the whole story problem that the third game definitely does have. Oh, I wonder why I was missing one. There's at least two of them down here. I mean, like yesterday, they just showed the reminder DLC and what's mostly gonna be in it, and that's what everyone's talking about. Like for the past day now, they're just talking about the reminder DLC. And to me, it looks like that there is content in there. I mean, I was talking to my buddy a little bit earlier today. Well, he's still a little bit worried about it. He sees enough that's like, okay, it's caught his attention for at the moment. For the content that's going to be there. The trailer did prove to us that, well, looks like there's going to be more battles. Awesome, cool. and does look like one with Zigbar, or now he's officially revealed himself to be Luciu. Alright, cool. To me, that's at least exciting, like, hey. But to me, it almost looked like it's a data, a data battle, or is it a real battle? To me, it could go either way. And even saving Kairi, like, saving Kairi? Awesome. Because that was one thing I criticized, the end, like, oh, so we never save Kairi, it's just off screen. Hey, get to save Kairi. I'm like, I'll take that, I'll take it. To me, it does look like it's following the main story as well. But then again, there are some things that people point out, like, Ventus's friend. Exactly. And I was getting down to that. Looks like it's following a timeline. Because in one line in the trailer, the cat's name of, Clarity, aka our little cat mouse creature that we had in Union Cross Day, that, well, looks like that something happened with the timeline. So picture it as as Sailor Pluto said, not Pluto, Neptune said in Sailor Moon, that don't interfere with the timeline, that you can't interfere. And it looks like meddling with the timeline, getting everybody back, had a price. There's something about the Power of Awakening that, hey, it looks like something reset, where we'll call the ending to the first part of Act 3 1 Prime. It looked like him fixing up Prime timeline set up the events to remind it, and that's what it looks like. Because it looks like now we got more battles, just more dialogue, interaction between different characters. And that's why, almost in my opinion, why the secret ending is that it is. It's like one different timeline compared to how the original is. Almost like them saying, hey, we tricked you with the whole chess piece. Maybe that's why Eric is just like, hold on, still my turn. If you get what I'm saying? But yeah, it definitely looks like a completely different timeline where events didn't happen are now happening. Maybe that's why Sora's like, hey, get back to the realm of ocean and sky now with Naminé. I mean, it's all promising, so I'm hoping it can deliver on it.
Prepare to set sail!
Yes, this winter. So, this winter's, but will it be out in December? I don't know. But it does say this winter, so you could be looking at in my opinion, if everything is ready for them to go, they could be looking at a mid-December release to possibly like early January. So, you never know. With DLC, they could need more time to fix things up, make sure the DLC isn't glitchy or anything. They could make sure things are set up nicely. So it is looking up to, as they stated in the trailer, this winter. So it could be December or it could be early January. We're just gonna have to wait and see until one last trailer comes right out for it, so we get firm answer. Am I hyped? I'm a little bit, because to me the third act the game was kind of the weakest part. Where yes, Act 1 had a nice balance to it, Act 2 felt okay, it was fine, but we could have got things a bit more going, if you know what I mean. But am I hyped? Hey, if they are willing to fix things there, they were willing to listen to the fans on what worked with Kingdom Hearts 3, what didn't, I'll give props where more deep. As in more deep, more depth to it. Maybe more, hey, what if we save Aqua earlier in the game? Think about that. If we saved her earlier, then the event's gonna happen in a different order. Maybe things were more balanced out in between, like between the intervals, between going to Disney Worlds to the main plot, stuff like that. And it looks like that the Reminder DLC is giving me that. There's more interactions with the organization members. Like, you know, there is a big battle with, you know, as stated in the trailers, between Terra Xehanort and the Lingering Will. Like, holy crap! There's a battle between the Lingering Will and Terranort. I do not... Please don't let that be a cutscene in the Reminder DLC. Let that be an actual battle, because that would have been... Because that's gonna be... That would be so cool if it is a battle. If it's a battle, I'm all hyped for it.
I see a ship over to your right.
Slow down. Slow down. There it is.
I call wins!
There we go. Get him from distance. There we go. So it will be interesting to see what they do. In fact, there seems to be more... Probably I will do. I'll probably do a video about that later, where there's just me playing footage in the background and the music is off. So I'll probably do that later. Yeah, I'll probably do that later down the line. So yeah, I'm a little busy now with work. So yeah, I'll probably make a video about that. I'll probably just go to another different save file and just talk about my feelings about the DLC, because it is interesting, because I got a lot of things to say about it. And plus, I even made a video with me talking about that I won't talk about the third game till everything's available, because when I originally talked about it, I'm like, no, this isn't right, because that's when things became a little toxic in the community. I mean, hey, everyone has their own fair share of opinions, and I respect that. To me, I see both sides of the same coin. Was this a good game? It's a flawed game. Was it a masterpiece? Not exactly. I had fun with the game, but yeah. But I'll definitely say that till once everything comes out.
It ends here. Fire! Yes!
Caribbean level.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Alright. I don't like these guys, but they're... Okay. Let's go simple. There you go. Ah, thank you, Simba. You're always so helpful in these situations. Come on, Simba. Come on.
Fireball!
There you go. Okay, let's see. The crowds were around. Yeah, they're over here. They're mostly over there. There they are. Oh, great. Ah. Go the other way. Go the other way. Go. Come on. Alright, level 3. Couple more, 2 more, and then I should be good enough for the main battle. I remember just going there under power last time, and oh boy, that's short. Alright, I'm gonna end the live stream right here. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter. I'm SilentJoker45 on Twitter. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll definitely get my fix on that video going. Have a good one.